I welcome you all in the next video tutorial of the pharmacognosy and the phytochemistry 2. So in this video tutorial we are going to start an important topic of the unit number 5, that is the modern method of extractions. So far we have covered the different type of chromatography and spectroscopic techniques and their applications in detail. In chromatography we have covered right from the paper chromatography to the TLC, HPTLC, HPLC, gas chromatography, etc. And of course the column chromatography is there. And of course in the spectroscopy we have covered UV, IR, NMR, mass. And we know chromatography is the purification, identification, isolation technique. And we also know spectroscopic analysis is used for structural elucidation of a particular compound. So before directly go to the chromatographic or the spectroscopic analysis, first of all we have to do the extraction part. Only then we will able to do the chromatography, then spectroscopy. So just see the sequence here. First of all we have to do the extraction of a particular, suppose in case of phytochemistry, of a particular plant material, you can say, and we obtain a particular extract by using extraction. And we know that this extract contains mixture of complex phytoconstituents that are present in the plant. So the next procedure is to identification of the phytoconstituents present in this extract containing this plant phytoconstituents. So what we will do, we will go for the chromatographic analysis. And after the isolation or the identification of a particular constituent present in the extract obtained from a particular plant, we will go for the spectral analysis or the spectroscopic method, in which we can determine or elucidate the chemical structure that we have identified in the chromatography. Okay, so this unit deals with the extraction part. Okay, and we will focus only upon the modern method of extraction, but yes, we will definitely going to see some of the traditional approaches for the extraction technique. So let's start. So what happened in extraction, just I am giving you an overview of extraction and then we will start. Suppose this is your any plant material. I will use this one. Okay, let me use this one. So suppose this is your any plant material. Okay, this is your plant material, and we know, yes, the plant material contain what? It contain complex mixture of active constituents, and we know we obtain different type of, we found different type of chemical compound and different plant parts also. Suppose take an example of bark. Suppose this is a bark, chal. Suppose this is a bark, and we know bark is mostly hard in nature. So what happen for the process of extraction, in case of bark or in case of hard or woody drugs, we will use that type of extraction method that employed heat also. Why? Because let's see what happens in extraction. For extraction again we need mainly two things. First, your plant material, and second thing is your solvent. Okay, that is used for the extraction purpose. Now what happened? This is the most critical step in the extraction part, that is the choice of the solvent. So let's watch very carefully what was happening in the extraction part. The solvent will get penetrate inside the drug. The solvent will get penetrate inside the drug. It cause solubilization of the active constituents and then escape out. Only then extraction will be achieved. Okay, so for extraction we need again two things. First, your plant material that is used for the extraction purpose, and second, the solvent. And what is the procedure? It's very simple. So penetration of the solvent inside your plant material, solubilization of the active constituents, and then yes, escape out. So this is the procedure in general way. I am telling you the procedure of extraction in general way. So Why I am saying, if in this case it is a bark, then why heating is required? Because ward bark is a woody, it is a hard drug. So we have to first of all soft our tissue, and heat will facilitate that. So with the help of heat, or we use that extraction method that employs heat. Okay, but always remember one thing: heating method, or the method extraction method that incorporate or that uses heat, does not applicable to that plant which contain thermolabile, or you can say heat sensitive chemical compounds, because they get deteriorated upon heat. So these are the few basic principles that we use in the extraction. So let's go by them in detail. So let's see what is extraction. It is a separation of medicinally active portion or the medicinally active components from a plant or maybe animal tissue using selective solvent through a standard procedure. So we have to follow a particular SOP for a particular extraction method. Okay, and the products or the extract so obtained, they contain what? They contain mixture of active constituents, and the extract may be liquid, extract may be solid, extract may be semi-solid. It will depend upon the constituent that we are going to extract out from a plant. So let's see some of the conventional method of extraction. We use maceration in our lab, decoction, percolation, steam distillation. So these are the conventional method. In our syllabus, we have to focus upon the modern method of the extraction. So first of all, before going into detail, let's see the extraction procedure. So a typical extraction procedure or the process may contain the following steps. First of all, these are very simple: collection and the authentication of the plant material, followed by the drying, then size reduction, of course extraction, filtration, concentration, and drying. So let's see. So what is the first step in the extraction? That is the, suppose this is our plant, the first step is the collection of the plant. So again, this is a very critical step, because each and every plant part has a different collection time. Suppose if we have to collect the fruit part of a particular plant, so yes, there is a proper time. Nowadays this apple season is going on in Himachal Pradesh, particularly your area, in our area, in the Rudu. So in Rudu, season is off now. All the apples have been plucked off and they are sold in the market. Whereas in the other areas, like in the nearby areas of the Rudu, like Khadapathar, or you can say Kinnaur or Lahaul Spiti, the season has not yet started. So collection time is very critical. So we have to first of all focus upon the exact time in which the chemical compounds present in the particular plants, they will found in their maximum state. And there is a collection time of each and every plant, and it is mentioned in different pharmacopoeias also. So first of all, we have to see the collection time. Okay, and then we will start collection, and after that we have to authenticate our plant. We have to check, we have to confirm its authenticity, whether the plant we have collected is genuine or not, it is same or not, it is the same species or not. Okay, so this is the authenticity or the authentication process. So next part is the, so what would be the next part? Next step is the size reduction. Suppose you have collected the bark part, you have collected the huge pieces of bark. We cannot directly put this sample for the extraction purpose. So what we have to do, we have to reduce its size, we have to pulverize it, we have to grind it or pound it, and particular size reduction will be achieved. Only then extraction will facilitate or start. So see you in the next lecture. These are references I have used to prepare this video. We will continue this part in the next tutorial. And of course, I acknowledge all the sources. To see in the part 2, do watch the part 2 video. Okay, we will recall again. I welcome you all in the part 2 video of the extraction series. So let's directly start. So I request again, do watch part 1 video first, then watch this video. So different steps we are discussing about the different steps involved in the extraction procedure. So what is the first step? Yes, is the collection time. Collection and of course the authentication of the plant material. And then the most critical step would be the size reduction. So we have to particularly reduce the size of the particular part in an appropriate manner so that the extraction process will facilitate. And we have to make, suppose we have to do a powder, we have to make a powder. So very fine powder is also not suitable because it will block our extraction, and too coarse powder will also not suitable because what happen? I hope you have understand about extraction. It is very simple. Suppose this is your plant material. Again, suppose this is your plant tissue and this is solvent you are using. So what happen if this tissue, if this is very hard, or it can say it is not powdered properly, what happen? This will not, the solvent will not easily penetrate inside your tissue and the extraction procedure will not achieve. And suppose these are very fine, then it might, the solvent will get penetrate inside very easily, but might cannot escape out due to its very fine pore size. Okay, so special care should be taken while doing the extraction, while doing this size reduction part. So next part is the after size reduction, then we have to extract our plant material with the help of different extraction methods, and we will see different type of extraction method in the later videos. And then after the extraction, what we will do the concentration and the drying. So let's see again. So take an example of tea. We will drink tea on regular basis. So what happen? It is also an extraction method. See how? So for tea we need a drug. So we have a tea leaf. Okay, or tea powder. And second thing we need for extraction is what? Solvent. And in case of tea, we are using a solvent, that is water. So what happens? First of all, we will add a water. Suppose this is water. We add a water in a particular container. And also we need a third thing we also required is this. Very important, a particular container in which we have to carry out our extraction procedure. Okay. Suppose we have taken a water and you will add into it your tea. Suppose this is the tea. This is marked by green color. You have added a tea leaf. Suppose tea leaves are added in a particular solvent or water. Then what is the most critical step in this? Yes, we will do heat. We will start boiling it. So what happened in this procedure? What was happening inside this tea leaf? Okay, what was happening inside this tea leaf? What was happening is simple. The solvent will get penetrate inside the tea, then solubilization of active constituent and then escape out. And you will see by observing a simple observation, there is a change in the color of the water. Okay, when you boil the tea leaf in the water and you will start heating it, what will happen? You will see a change in the color of water, and that indicates the presence of solubilization, that some of the active constituent that is present in the tea gets solubilized in the water. And then the most important step you do, forget about the milk or everything. The second step you will do in this case is the sieving. You will filter it. You will filter it, and this is, suppose you will filter it and tea leaves again, it will remain above and you will collect your filtrate. Suppose this is a filtrate and we will consume it. Okay, but there is another one step in this, that is the after filtration concentration. So what happen when we concentrate this point, at this point when we start concentrating our sample, what happen? The chemical constituent which are solubilized by our solvent, what happen? Due to concentration, all the solvent will get vaporized and we will see beneath this container extract. And we will use different type of extract. Extract may be solid, extract may be liquid, extract may be semi-solid. Okay, I think this is clear now. So again, let's see the steps again. First of all, let's see the steps. Yes, collection, authentication, yes, size reduction, extraction, filtration, concentration, and of course, drying is there. Last step is to dry our sample so that it will be suitable for further identification by the chromatography and followed by spectroscopy. So let's see again steps one by one. So first of all, we have to select our plant, which type of plant we are going to extract. That is the different parts like bark, seed, leaf, flowers, seeds, etc. Okay, and second is a concentration drying. We have covered this point. Okay, I'm not going much detail into it. So this is our focus. The general extraction techniques include maceration, infusion, percolation, digestion, decoction. This procedure, this tea procedure is known as the decoction part. Okay. So next is the, you can see this ultrasound extraction. So yes, this is a modern method. Supercritical fluid, yes, this is a modern method. Microwave assisted extraction, yes, this is a modern method. Counter current extraction, yes, again this is a modern method. And in our syllabus also we have to focus upon the modern extraction technique, but we will definitely going to see one or two techniques of the traditional one also, like maceration. Okay, and I will definitely demonstrate a practical of you of the maceration part. But we have to, here we have to focus upon the, as per syllabus, we have to focus upon the modern extraction method, which include this counter current extraction, microwave assisted extraction, ultrasound extraction, and of course supercritical fluid extraction. So let's see simple. First of all, see a traditional method of extraction, maceration. So what happens in maceration? Again, for maceration, again we need plant material. We need a particular plant material and a particular solvent. And what happens in maceration? We do not generally heat. We do not heat the sample. Hence, maceration is very, very applicable for thermolabile chemical constituents. Okay, or the heat sensitive chemical constituents. So what happens in maceration? We generally take a container and we will add, suppose this is drug, we will add a drug in it, and we add a water. Here we will add a water, or you can say solvent, and we will close this container. And particularly we will wait for 3 to 7 days, and in between these days what we have to do, we have to agitate, we have to shake our container or assembly so that extraction will facilitate. And that after 3 to 7 days we have to filter it. After filtration we have to concentrate it. After concentration we have to drying it, and yes, extract is obtained. So this is very, very simple. So just see in this, the coarsely powdered drug is placed in the stoppered container with the solvent and is allowed to stand at room temperature for at least 3 to 7 days. Particularly we use a 3 to 7 days duration, and then it is strained, it is filtered, okay, and then concentrated and drying. And particularly in case of this method of extraction in maceration, the solvent we are using is known as the menstruum. Okay, menstruum, or the filter that we have achieved is known as the macerate. So these are the simple terms which associated with the maceration. See again, the solvent that we use for the maceration is known as what? Menstruum, menstruum. Whereas when it was after 3 to 7 days, we have to filter it, and the filtrate is obtained is known as the macerate. And when we have to sieve it, or when we have to filter it, there is a debris of the drug that will remain outside. That is known as the marc, M-A-R-C. Take an example of tea again. जब आप चाय बना रहे हैं, चाय को बनाने के बाद जब आपने टी लीव्स लिए, बॉयल किया, उसको छान लिया, और जो पत्ती के ऊपर जो पत्ती बची आपकी, जिस पे आपने छाना है, सीव के ऊपर, उसको अपने इस केस में क्या बोल दिया? मार्क. And there are different type of maceration in which marc is pressed. Sometimes it is pressed so that all the solvent that is inside, held inside this marc, will come out. Sometimes it is not pressed. So there are different type of maceration techniques. Okay, but our focus only upon the modern method. I think that is more than sufficient for you. So that is all about maceration. So we will take another Asian technique or the traditional method in the next video tutorial. Okay, and we will do the modern methods now, because we have to focus upon the modern method. In our syllabus there is a modern method of extraction all the time. So again, I will acknowledge all the sources I have used, and these are the references. So see you in the next lecture. I welcome you all in the next video tutorial of the extraction series particularly. And in this video tutorial we are going to see another conventional extraction technique, that is a decoction. So far we have covered the maceration part. Okay, I hope you have remembered this point. So maceration, infusion, percolation, digestion, decoction, continuous hot extraction, even these are the general techniques. In our syllabus there is a written, that is the modern extraction technique. We will focus upon some of the modern methods also. So far we have covered the maceration. Next is we are going to cover is the decoction. See, in decoction what happened? look at this. Wait a second. In the decoction part, yes. Let's take an example of tea. Quath, kadha, kadha banana. Nowadays, kadha is very famous. Ayush kadha, Dabur kadha, या different type of companies have recommend kadha for COVID. Okay, so in kadha, what will happening is 1:4. You have to take drug is to solvent in the ratio 1:4. Suppose drug is 1 gram, you will take 4 ml of solvent. But it can also vary because in Ayurveda, in case Quath Kalpana, Ayurveda में हम decoction को क्या बोलेंगे? Quath Kalpana. Kalpana mean formulation. So in case of Quath Kalpana, what we say, we will take 16 times water. We will take 1 gram drug. It will be mixed with the 16 ml water, and we will decoct. We will again concentrate it at 1/4 times. When the volume will reach 1/4. हमने 1 ग्राम ड्रग ली, 16 ml पानी लिया, उसको तब कब तक काढ़ेंगे आयुर्वेद के अनुसार, जब तक वो 1/4 ना हो जाए, मतलब 1/4. Then it was cooled and strained, and this procedure is not suitable for the heat sensitive compounds. It is suitable for what? Heat stable constituents. I think this is clear. So this is decoction. There is another method, that is infusion. So again, very simple method. So in which we use different type of infusion. Cold infusion are there, hot infusions are there. So we will macerate a drug for a shorter period of time, and we will obtain different type of infusions. See, in infusion, fresh infusions are prepared by macerating the drug. We have covered the maceration part for a short period of time with cold or boiling water. And these are dilute solution of the readily soluble constituent of the crude drug. So we will take a particular solvent that will again facilitate the extraction procedure. Suppose you have to extract out the oil part, or you can say the fat part, and using water. No, we have to change our solvent. So we will use that appropriate solvent that will solubilize that particular component in itself. Okay, like dissolve like, very simple. So next type of infusion, fresh infusion and concentrated infusions are there. See again, very simple, infusion. This is the infusion method. The plant material is placed in a pot and wetted with cold water. Either with cold water, we can say cold infusion. If you use a hot water, we will call it hot infusion. Okay. So we will also call it as a tea infusion. So what happened? What happened in this case? This is also an extraction procedure. See how? So just see here, suppose this is a tea bag. And what is inside it? Yes, inside it is a drug in which chemical constituents are present. So generally we are using in this case water as a solvent. And suppose you are using a hot water in this. What happening? You will dip your infusion bag in this solvent. And what was happening in this procedure? Yes, extraction procedure is going on. Because again, the chemical constituent which is present in the drug, when the solvent will go inside it, penetration, solubilization, active constituent, then escape out. And you can observe this by changing the color. Means your solvent will acquire some of the chemical constituent which is present in the drug. Solubilization of the chemical constituent will take place and extraction will be done. So this is the infusion method. I think this is now clear. So after infusion, next is the very critical step. Again, a conventional approach, that is the percolation. So it is mostly used for the preparation of the tincture and the fluid extracts. And particularly for this percolation, we use different type of percolators, because in commercially we have different type of percolators available, and that will depend upon the choice of the drug we are going to extract out. So there is another, you can see here, this is a percolator. In this method, the plant material is subjected to a slow flow of a fresh solvent. So let's see in detail. So this is your assembly. Here you can see here a percolator metal plate is attached, above which you will put your sample here, that is your drug, and here is the connections of different type of steams. You are using a different type of percolators that may be subjected to the steam or maybe not, because I will definitely going to show in the laboratory also, because we have in our lab different type of percolators and we are going to see a practical demonstration of this practical. So what happened? Again, a very simple procedure. In this assembly, we will put our drug here at this point, and above this we will put our solvent, and we will allot this sample to macerate. So percolation again involved use of a maceration. You can see the solid ingredients or the drug are moistened with the appropriate amount of specified menstruum, and then it will allow to stand for at least 4 hours in a well closed container. So particularly this step is known as the imbibition. So after that, you will put your drug or pack your drug in a particular percolator. Just see here, suppose this is your percolator. So what happen? You will take a, this is your, suppose I will mark by green color. So this is a plant material. We cannot directly put our plant material. First step is to imbibe. So first of all, we have to take our plant material inside this percolator, and we will add our solvent here and allow it to at least stand for 4 hours so that it will imbibe. Means there should be an appropriate extraction process will facilitate. Otherwise, it might cause the formation of the air bubbles, which will influence, definitely going to influence our extraction procedure. So for that, we have to imbibe our sample for 4 hours, and then we will start our percolation step, just like maceration. Just see here, the solid ingredients are moistened with an appropriate amount of specified menstruum. In this case also, we will call our solvent as menstruum. And then it will allow to stand for approximately 4 hours in a well closed container, and then after that the mass is packed at the top of the percolator is closed, and we will allow it to macerate for at least 24 hours. And of course we will add the additional solvent or the additional menstruum in this case particularly, and then the extraction will wait for the particular time and extraction process will start. So see again, suppose this is a percolator and this is a drain valve. Above this is a perforated plate should be there. Okay, you can also add a cotton at this point for proper filtration. There you can add your herbs, and this is your extractant liquid, or you can say in the case of percolation you can call it as a menstruum. So see again, very fast, the process of percolation involves 5 steps. That is the size reduction, then imbibition, packing, maceration and percolation, of course. So let's see. So first is the combination, that is the size reduction. We have to reduce it properly because we have already covered this point in the previous videos. Then the imbibition, yes, swelling of the drug. Some of the drugs may swell because they contain different type of constituent like plant mucilage. So due to mucilage, swelling may occur, so we have to remove, we have to observe the swelling also, and also remove the air. This is a very critical step, that is the imbibition. Particularly this is used in the percolation, not in the maceration. So second is the packing. After the imbibition, we have to pack our drug in the particular percolator for a appropriate time. And then this is the method of packing. Suppose this is your jar and you have to put here your drug, and this is your solvent, or you can say menstruum. Then you will follow process of maceration. You will allow your solvent and the drug to interact so that extraction will facilitate for at least 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, you will, what you will do, you will collect, you will open this valve here. You can see again, this is the coffee percolator. Okay, you will wall here and you will collect your percolate. So this is solvent is now known as the percolate. Okay, so and yes, there are different type of percolations, but these are not in our syllabus because we have to focus only upon the modern method of extraction. But just recall a bit, there is a reserve percolation in which we have to reserve some of the solvent of the menstruum. We will add in the later state. And there is a continuous hot percolation, that is the also use the Soxhlet apparatus in this case. So this is your Soxhlet apparatus. Don't worry, we will definitely going to demonstrate this practical. In the practical part, we will going to cover this also. So these are the references I have used. Last but not the least, I acknowledge all the sources I have used. So see you in the next video. So I welcome you all in the next video tutorial of the extraction series. So in this video tutorial, we are going to see an overview of the next procedure for extraction, that is the digestion. It is nothing but is a form of maceration in which gentle heat is used during the process of extraction, and it is widely used when the moderately elevated temperature is not objectionable. And for this is the basically the photograph of the digester that we use in the industry. Just see here, this is the large scale digester that is widely used in the industry. So digestion is also considered as a maceration, just like percolation, but at a relatively elevated temperature. and this method is widely used or widely applicable for the hard drugs, or you can say the woody drugs, in which the penetration is difficult. So see what happened in maceration. We have taken a container and we will add our drug for a particular period, that is for mostly for 3 to 7 days period. That is the simple maceration. Yes, there are different type of maceration. We have modified it procedure as per our needs. Then we see again a method of extraction in which we use different type of assembly, that is the percolator. We call it percolator, and we put our drug sample here and our menstruum, we can say the solvent at this stage, and we will follow. First of all, yes, size reduction should be there, then imbibition, then we will macerate and percolate should be there. But in case of digestion, just see here, in case of digestion, what we will do, we can use a digester and we will close this assembly and we will apply heat. In maceration, yes, there is no heat. Percolation, yes, in some of the methods of percolation like continuous hot percolation, that is the sock flat, yes, we require heat, and we have already covered this part in the previous semester. Just see here in digestion what happened. We will apply heat and we will close this slit here. Then what will happen, with the help of heating and the pressure inside will also generated, and it will facilitate the, or you can say the penetration power of the solvent will increase. And yes, it is applicable for the hard drugs. Suppose this is your hard drug. Suppose you are using a hardwood part and you are subjected this into the digester. What was happening here, with the help of pressure and heating, this part will get softens. When it soften, yes, so that again a simple procedure. What was happening here? Penetration of the solvent inside the drug, solubilization of the active constituent, and then escape out. So yes, extraction will achieve. So I hope now you have a brief idea about the conventional methods. We have covered the general extraction technique like maceration, infusion, percolation, digestion and decoction. And of course, the continuous hot extraction, sock flat, this is again a part of this percolation. Okay. Now we are going to see, that is in our syllabus, the modern method of extraction. We will start with the microwave assisted extraction. So this extraction method, that is a microwave assisted extraction, is an efficient method which involves deriving natural compound from the raw plants, and this is widely used for the extraction. In this particularly in this extraction, we use both polar and non-polar organic solvent. So what happens, microwave extraction allows organic compounds to be extracted more rapidly, and it will give better yield as comparison to conventional extraction methods like maceration, decoction, percolation, etc. And in this procedure we use microwaves because these are the non-ionizing electromagnetic waves with a frequency of 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz, and these waves are used for the extraction purpose. And in this method, the heating occurs in a targeted and selective manner, and with practically no heat being lost. Whereas in conventional methods like maceration, decoction, there is a heat loss should be there. But in case of this microwave assisted extraction, there is no heat loss to the environment as the heating occurs in a closed system. So we use a specialized microwave for this extraction. Just see this diagram. As you can see, this is a closed assembly of the microwave assisted extraction method. So no heat will be lost during the procedure. So let's see the principle of the microwave assisted extraction. It has a very simple principle. You can see, first of all, we need a microwave radiations. Then what happen? The moisture get heated up, that is present in the inside the our sample. Okay, and it will get evaporate. Then what was happening here? After the evaporation of this moisture, there is a tremendous pressure exerted on the cell wall of the particular cell that is present in a plant, and this leads to the swelling of the plant cell, will ultimately rupture and leaching out of the phytoconstituents present in a plant material. So let me show you a video that is I found very useful from this channel, that is Milestone Inc. I acknowledge this channel first of all. and watch this video. So this apparatus, that is the microwave assisted extraction system, that is Ethos EX, in which the demonstration is showing. So let's see what was happening. So this is the beauty of the instrument, that is you can see different type of these tubes are used. So we can simultaneously we can use different type of samples. You can carry out at least 20, suppose you have taken 20 different plants, so you can carry out the extraction of these 20 plants simultaneously, because in this you have to add your sample, and you will just wait a watch. After adding of this, you will add a stirring. This is the added for the continuous stirring purpose. Okay, and you will just close it and pack in this unit, in this assembly, and you will start your extraction procedure. Okay, so this is your assembly of the microwave assisted extraction system. I think this is a bit clear to you now. So let's recall. So procedure includes, first of all you have to put a microwave radiation, then moisture get heats up, again it evaporates, and it what was causing the tremendous pressure on the cell wall, because we know, suppose this is a cell, and where is the chemical constituent present? Chemical constituents are present inside this. So if we have to escape them out, what was happening in the microwave assisted extraction method, the generation of the tremendous pressure is applied on the cell wall, which ultimately leads to the swelling and the rupture of the cell, and the phytoconcentration they leached out. And commercially we have closed extraction vessels, okay, and focused microwave ovens are also used nowadays. So this is an important diagram that I found. So look at this. This is your actual assembly, and these are your parts shown in this way. Okay, so here you have to put your sample, that is a particular assembly, and in this type of particular extraction unit there is only one cabinet is given, okay, or one unit or one extraction unit is mentioned. And here this you can see here, I know you are familiar with this, these are the various distillation assembly. So this is your apparatus looks like. Yes, we have a temperature control, and of course electric supply should be there so that microwaves are generated. So what was happening here, this is extraction flask in which we have to put your drug here, okay, and here is your condenser, that is inlet and outlet, and there is a temperature sensor should be there, that is used as an infra temperature sensor for the particular temperature control. See, there is another assembly of the microwave assisted. This is used for the collection of the volatile oils. See, in this you have taken a sandalwood chandan plus water, add a solvent here, and here this is a sample flask. This is a microwave oven. You will have to use a microwaves here, and here condenser is attached, and here is a, for the collection you will attach a separating funnel in which you will collect essential oil over the aqueous phase. So what happened when you will start this assembly, what happens, due to microwave radiation the sample starts heating up, and due to which again the microwave radiation, okay, the samples get heated up, there is a generation of the tremendous pressure on the cell walls. In this case there is a eucalyptus hardwood is used, and the swelling and finally leads to the leaching of the phytoconstituents which are collected in this way. So here you have collected this essential oil over your aqueous phase, and you will collect a wastewater. So you have to draw this diagram in your examination in your papers. So I think this is very simple diagram of the microwave assisted extraction. So in this way you will draw a microwave oven in which microwaves are used, and there is a sample flask over here. You will put a sample here. In this case, suppose you have used a sandalwood and water, and this is a simple assembly of the condenser, inlet and outlet. This should be connected with your water, okay, and here you will collect your oil, and this is your aqueous phase. You will collect oil over your aqueous phase, and this should be subjected to the identification using chromatography and further subjected to the spectroscopic analysis like UV, IR, NMR and mass spectroscopic procedures. So I think this is clear. So again, let's recall a bit. So here you will put a sample, that is your plant material, with the appropriate solvent. What happened, due to microwave the sample get heated, and this leads to the rupturing and finally leads to the leaching of the, in this case particularly, oil present in the hardwood get evaporated in this way, and here the condenser is attached, and due to which the oil get collected over this point in this separating funnel, and of course you will collect a wastewater in this. So let's see some of the applications of the microwave assisted extraction methods. So it is widely used for the extraction of different type of natural products like volatile oils, flavonoids, lignans, etc. Like you have heard about the gossypol that is present in the cottonseed oil. It is very much used for the extraction of this compound and is used as an anti-HIV compound. I hope you remember this point. Then again, the terpenes like linalool, citronellal, nerol, geraniol, essential oil, etc. They are widely been extracted out with using MAE, that is microwave assisted extraction. Yes, carotenoids, taxanes, we have vithanolides, cocaine and benzyl cocaine derivatives are also been isolated or extracted out using MAE method. Yes, of course, we have different type of solvents in MAE like acetone, methanol, hexane, ethanol, etc., etc. Depending upon the drug we have to isolate or the compound we have to extract out. So I think that is more than sufficient about the microwave assisted equipment. So see you in the next lecture. Of course, these are the references I have used to prepare this video. And yes, I acknowledge all the sources I have used like open educational resources, YouTube, SciShare, etc. And don't share this video. Do not share this video in any electronic platform because you have signed a copyright agreement also. Thank you.